there are a few things to be aware of. I recently got a new sewing machine. It's a Juki machine. I've never had a Juki before, so I'm going to go ahead and open it and share with you what's in here. I actually had this box in my hallway for several weeks. I was waiting until I had the time to actually open it and read it and learn how to use it and all of that. So I have the time and I'm ready to take the time to learn how to use this machine. Okay, maybe I need to cut it some more. Ooh, it's tight. Oh, there are staples in here. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's a little snowflake. Let me see if I can show you. Little snowflake. Okay. Let's see. So there's the manual on top. Oh, these staples are sticking me. Okay, so the machine is the TL-2000Qi. So here's the manual, so I'll look at that later. Put the snowflake down. Here is the knee lift. Ooh, it's heavy. I may have to get some help with this. Let me see. There's styrofoam on top. A lot of styrofoam. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So I'm trying to see how to pull this out. Okay, here's a cord. So put that to the side. Here's a foot pedal. Okay. Now I just need to get the actual machine out. Here are some accessories. Looks like a walking foot. This thing is full of oil, some bobbins, screwdriver, some needles. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get some help. I'm gonna ask my husband to see if he can pull this out for me. It's kind of heavy and I don't want to mess up this thing. So let me get some help. Okay, thank you. It's heavy, huh? Maybe take the box out for me. That'll be it. Something's in here. Take the styrofoam out. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know what this is. I'll open this. Looks like some type of pad. Let me close the door. Okay. So I'm excited to see what this is. Oh, okay. This is a cover. The cover that goes over the machine. Okay, that's nice. And here is the actual machine. Can you? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. It's got a handle on the top. And this is it. I think it's heavy. Yeah, it's heavy. Okay, let me see if I can pull it closer to you so you can see it. Here is the machine. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to set this up and play with it. And I actually want to sew a garment. I want to sew Vogue 2076. So my plan is to sew this dress with the new machine. So I can see how it works and all that good stuff. Oh, I'm all out of breath. Okay, so let me get set up and then I'll come back and let you know what I think about this new machine. I was about to set up the machine and I was looking at the foot pedal and I noticed it has this cord wrapped around. I thought that was so nice, so I wanted to share that with you before I unravel everything and set it all up with the machine. And then this box had an extension table in it. So this is the extension table that will go on the side of the machine. So I like that. So yeah, I'll put all this together. I'm so excited. It's like getting a new toy. Okay, let me peel this tape off. It's got this little silica gel pouch here. I had an extension table on my other machine, which is down there on the floor, and I never used to use it, but I'm thinking I will go ahead and use it for this machine. The bobbin goes in the side over here, and then the extension table has this little area here where you can lift up to give you access to the bobbin case in there. Okay, so I'm reading the manual and I'm still figuring things out. I watched a YouTube video on how to wind the bobbin, and it says that it's going to automatically stop when it's finished. So I love that. It looks like I did everything right. You have a spool here and a spool there. So far it looks like it's working properly. It's getting kind of full, so I'm thinking it's going to just shut off automatically at any moment now. So let's see. Oh, it did it! Oh my goodness, it stopped by itself. Okay, Juki. So I purchased this machine from JukiTL-2000Qi.com, and I called them. I just got off the phone with them because I was threading the bobbin, which went fine, and then when I put the bobbin on the side, I was watching a video and someone said that the bobbin needs to click in, and then I saw others using it where it wasn't clicking. So I called and the lady on the phone said, yes, you want to hear a click. So I was like, okay. And then there are two spools up here, like I mentioned before. The lady on the phone said she uses the second spool as a placeholder. So if she's using two threads, she'll just use the other spool to hold the other thread. I've also heard that you could thread a bobbin on the second spool without having to remove the thread from the first spool. The other question I had was regarding needles. So this machine came with organ needles. I have a ton of Schmetz needles. That's what I always use. And the lady on the phone said that I could use the Schmetz needles. So I was like, okay, great. So now I'm going to move on to threading the machine, and then I'm going to do some test stitching and then hopefully start working on my dress. I ended up taking the extension table off, and I'm using some scraps of denim. It came with a bobbin in the case already, and also a needle here already came with it, so I love that. And I think it's sewing nicely. Yeah, I'm happy. I am happy. So I think I can go ahead and start sewing my dress. You have your power switch over here. This is for your feed dogs, so you have feed dogs up or down. This is for reverse stitching. This will cut your threads. Needle up, needle down. Stitch length dial. You can adjust your presser foot pressure with this knob here. This will adjust your tension, and then you have an automatic needle threader. There's a thread cutter right here on the side of the machine, and then this is the lever you can use if you want to lift the foot up manually. The throat plate has markings. You have a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch. I have this magnetic seam guide that my aunt sent me in the mail, and I wasn't able to use it on my other machine, but it looks like I'll be able to use it on this machine. So I'm going to give this a try, and I'll link this below if you're interested. I will take this and lift this up, make sure it's lined up on the 5/8 of an inch line. And once it's lined up, then you will just take some fabric and put it under your presser foot, and then lift this lever up, and it will hold the fabric down and keep it nice and even. Keep it at the 5/8 of an inch mark, or wherever you want it. 5/8, you can move it over to 1 inch. Because it is a magnet, wherever you want it to be. Line it up, put your fabric under there. Oops, scoot it down. Move the seam gauge where you want it. Lift the lever, put your fabric under there, and then stitch all the way down to keep everything nice and even. You can twist this knob to adjust the pressure that is placed on your fabric. So if you twist this up, you can see this is coming up, and then if you twist it down, it will go down to put more pressure on your fabric. Vogue 2076 is rated as easy. This pattern does call for knit fabrics. I am planning to make the dress, which is view B right here. The dress can be worn in different ways. So you have a V neckline, and this V here in the front can also be turned around to the back. There are thumb holes in the sleeve, and there are 6 pieces that have to be cut out for view B. I'm going to be using this off-white ribbed knit fabric that I purchased from Joann Fabrics. I am cutting out a size 8, and for size 8, the finished length of the dress is 57¼ inches long. So I will be taking off about 3 inches from the bottom of the front and the back pieces, because I know that 57¼ inches is going to be too long for me. This is the sleeve piece, and I don't want to have a thumb hole, so I'm going to take off about 3 inches from the bottom of the sleeve hem. Everything feels so nice and smooth, and it seems a little bit quieter than my other machine. My other machine was computerized, so when I would turn it on, you would hear like all these kind of noises while it was trying to get ready to sew. Once I turn this one on, it's completely silent. Like you don't hear anything when you turn the machine on. So that's pretty cool. Let me do my back stitches. Oh, I love how fast it is too. Okay. All right. The first step was attaching the upper front to the lower front, and now I'm going to attach the front to the back of the dress, and I'm going to attach it at the shoulder area up here at the top. So I'll just stitch across here and then stitch across here. I'm working on the neckband next, so I folded it in half, and now I'm going to go around and baste all the raw edges together. The neckband is pinned around the neck edge. This is the front of the dress, so the neckband is pinned on the side and around the back, and then up again on this other side, and then you stitch it on that way, and you stretch it to fit as you're stitching it on. Here is the front band after being sewn on. Now you are to take the right front band and lap it over the left band. There are some dots here, so I will match up the dots, make sure the raw edges are nice and even, and then baste across this opening right here. I have this basted, and so now I am going to flip this over so that the right sides are facing, and then I'll be able to stitch this closed. So I will just turn this over like this and pin the opening together, and then stitch it across, and that will close up the neck edge. So just stitch right in this area here. I used the serger and I feel like it stretched the seams and made them a little wavy, but I'm going to press it and hopefully that will straighten everything out. But now that the neckband is on, I just need to go ahead and put the sleeves on, and then the sleeves and the side seams are sewn in one long stitch, and then the dress will be done. So this was really easy. There are quite a few things that I absolutely love about this new machine. Let's pretend this is the needle. Now, on all the machines and sergers that I've used, the needle is threaded from, say, south to north. So if I'm facing the machine and this is the needle, you would take the thread and thread it through this way. On this Juki machine, the needle is threaded horizontally. The needle is turned sideways, and so you thread the needle from left to right, or you can say from west to east. And I really love that because it seems that the needle is so much easier to thread when it's coming from left to right. The machine is really fast. It stitches 1,500 stitches in a minute. I love that. Also, the highest stitch length is 6 millimeters. I believe on my Baby Lock, the highest stitch length is a 5. So that's another new feature for me. Another feature that I absolutely love, the foot pedal. So you're stitching along and you're pressing your foot here at the top, and that stitches. But then when you're done stitching and you want to cut the thread, you use the heel of your foot and press down on this part here of the presser foot, and it will cut your thread. Oh, I love that. I think I like that the most. The machine retails for under $1,000, and you can also purchase it on Amazon if you're interested. Now, there are a few things to be aware of. This machine only sews straight stitches, so it can go forward and backward. You cannot do any zigzag, and you're not going to be able to do any decorative stitches as you would say on a Baby Lock, which comes with a lot of different types of stitches and designs that you can do with your sewing machine. So for me, even when I want to do buttonholes, I will come over here and use my Baby Lock. So I bought a new table and I have a new setup here, and I'm going to use my Juki as my main machine, and then I'm going to use my Baby Lock for any other things that I need to do that the Juki cannot do. The bobbin on the Juki machine goes in on the left side of the machine. I'm used to having the bobbin drop in from the top of the machine, and it has a case on the top, and I can look down and see if my bobbin thread is getting low. However, on the Juki machine, because the bobbin goes in on the side and it's enclosed in a case, you cannot see when your thread is getting low. So that's just something to keep in mind. The Juki machine is a machine that you will need to oil. There are holes on the top of the machine and also on the plate, the base plate of the machine, and you will need to oil your machine to keep it maintained. My machine only came with the standard sewing foot and a walking foot. I would love to have a zipper foot, so I am planning to purchase a zipper foot. There are other feet that you can purchase to put on your Juki machine, but just to let you know, with this purchase I did only receive the 2 feet. The case that came with the machine is kind of a hard case. I don't know if this is cardboard or something in here. It does fit over the machine. However, I am used to having a soft case like this one here. And what I like to do is pull the case off when I'm ready to sew, and then I'll fold it up, or ball it up usually is what I do, and stick it to the side until I'm done sewing, and then I put it back on my machine. But because this cover is hard, I cannot do that. So I do have to find a place to set it while I'm sewing. And I'm in the process of ordering, or at least I put it in my shopping cart. I want to order a vinyl soft case like this to go over my machine so that I can just place it on top when I'm done, and when I want to use the machine, I can just take it off and fold it up and put it somewhere nicely. Now let's move on to the dress that I made. This is the undergarment that I'm wearing under the dress. It did have straps, but I took the straps off. I purchased this from Kohl's, and the label says Red Hot. Here is how the dress looks in the back. And I do have it kind of pulled over my shoulders, and this is how it looks in the front. You can wear it a couple of different ways, so you can have it on one shoulder like that, and here is the other shoulder, and then you can have it all the way up. I think this rib knit is a little too loose, so if I make this again, I will use a knit that has a little more give, that's not so loose. But this is how the neckline looks when it's pulled straight up, and then you can fold the neckline down and wear it like that. Let me see if I have it right. Yeah, I think that's nice. Just have it folded down like that, or you can fold it up like that, and then like I said, you can have it off the shoulder, which I think is cute. I think my favorite way is having it off both shoulders. I like that. And I did fold the sleeve back, so you can have the sleeves long and have like a slouchy look, but I just folded it over. If you have it folded over, and then say you can wear it this way, but then you decide to pull it off your shoulders a little bit, that's another way you can wear it. I like that too. So the dress is really, really versatile. The V is really low in the front, and you can see the bra shows in the front. And if you wear a regular bra, your bra will also show in the back, or at least mine did when I just had on like a regular bra that wasn't a bustier. So this is the front. I would probably never wear it like this unless I had something under it, but like I said, you can fold the collar down and wear it like this, or you can also pull it off your shoulders. Now I do like it like this. If you pull it off the shoulders and wear it like that, I think that could be nice. Like say you're going out somewhere special, that could be really, really cute. So whether the V is in the front or the back, for me, I like the dress the most. Oops, I'm running into the wall. I like the dress the most pulled down off the shoulder. So yeah, this was a very quick make, and I can definitely see myself making this again in other colors. I decided that I wanted the V in the back to not be so low, so I took a little scrap of fabric and I just sewed it across the V. So I stuck the fabric under the V and then just stitched it down, and now it looks like this. So I'm happy with that. But you know what, I forgot to see what it looks like from the front. Okay, let me turn this around and see. I have the V in the front, and then it's pulled down off the shoulders, and this is how it looks. Ready to go out. Okay, I am really liking this pattern. I took a fabric scrap piece and I folded over the raw edge and stitched it down. Then I took the whole piece and placed it under the V, and then I stitched right over the top. And this is the finished look. I just came back from the store and I'm in my sewing room. I want to share with you what I picked up from the store to make dinner. My husband's in the kitchen. He's cleaning the kitchen up and he's got the TV on and it's a little loud in there, so I thought I would show you in here. So I picked up some thyme, fresh thyme. I already had some egg noodles. Picked up a potato. I actually got two, but this is one of them. And rosemary, fresh rosemary. Shredded carrots. See what else. Diced chicken. I think it's diced. It's chopped real fine. Chicken. Chicken broth. Got two bottles, or not bottles, two boxes. And is that it? Oh, and a can of cream of chicken. I'm going to use all these ingredients to make a homemade chicken soup.